Hi, brothers and sisters. Today is June 26, 2018, and I just wanted to make a quick video regarding tomorrow, June 27th, Wednesday, 2018. First, I just wanted to share a list of channels that I think are amazing and that I'm recommending. Of course, there's way more channels than this that I would recommend, but these are just some must-sees. And I try to write them out exactly how they are written as far as capitalization and stuff and spacing. But dockidds right here just did a video today actually regarding the full moon that occurs tomorrow and the global chaos that it could potentially bring. So I recommend going checking out that video. And yeah, so these are just some channels that I recommend here. Definitely take a look at. So tomorrow, June 27th, is day 8 on the 4th of the 4th month on the Enoch calendar. If anyone follows Nick Vanderlaan, another channel I recommend, based on the calendar that he goes by, tomorrow, June 27th, is the 8th day. And I say this in all of my videos, but back in October sometime, the Lord told me the 11th hour of the 8th day. So I know that's significant. And also tomorrow, the 27th, is the full moon. It is at 10:53 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which would be 7:53 a.m. in Israel on the morning of the 28th. It's known as the strawberry full moon, also the rose or the heart full moon. And also tomorrow, June 27th, is also the night of the Yellowstone Supervolcano eruption in the Supervolcano film from BBC 13 years ago, made in 2005. So from 13 years ago, this video was put out, and the eruption was on June 27th, unknown year. In the movie, first there's a huge earthquake occurs. The scientist actually gets a notification on his phone on his app for a 3.9 earthquake, and then immediately after a 7.1 earthquake, and that earthquake makes the eruption occur. So that afternoon, actually on 6/27, there was like a conference, like a press conference, where they basically made the USGS guy lie and say that there's no worry about an eruption because it had got all over the news and a story had leaked that there's an eruption imminent. So right after that news conference on the 27th, the scientist boards his plane to go back home, and when he's on the plane, these earthquakes occur and the eruption occurs while he's on the airplane. So one thing that I wanted to bring up here, so even though the movie states that the eruption, day 1 of the eruption, occurs on June 27th, right before the eruption occurs, there's a scene at 1:59:05 in the movie, and I'm going to put the link in the description box for the movie so you can go see. It's a full 2-hour movie. So make sure it's like 2 parts. There's like a first hour and a second hour. So at 1:59:05 in the movie, that's, I believe, at the end of the first half of the movie, they show the scientists on the computer doing some models and some predictions. And it was June 27th that this was happening. But when she shows her computer screen, it shows like a bunch of things that occurred, like tremors, and it shows just like this, 2 6/27s, and then a 6/28 and a 6/28, as if they had already occurred. So maybe the true date is actually 6/28, because when you look at the screen at 1:59:05, you'll see, and it says 6/27/20XX. So it doesn't tell you the year, but I thought it was interesting because it was like in a line of all the tremors. And it clearly shows like this. So obviously 628 like had just happened. So was it really 628 that day instead of 627? Good catch, good catch. So I would just pay very close attention to the first half of the movie, the end of the first half of the movie. I mean, watch the whole movie if you haven't. But if you have seen it, go back and watch just the last 10 minutes of the first half. And then, and again, on both the first half and the second half, right before, it says, these events are based on fact. This is a true story. It just hasn't happened yet. Those are the exact quotes that the movie shows twice, the first half and the second half. The events are based on fact. This is a true story. It just hasn't happened yet. So some facts that they shared in the movie was when the first eruption occurred, which was just a single vent, but then later other vents erupted and the caldera opened. So, but just in the first eruption from the first vent, there was 1,500 cubic kilometers of melt, and that was just at the top of the magma chamber that came out. So it did end up triggering a VI8 super eruption. And just to clarify, I just wrote that on the first part of the second half of the movie, it shows June 27th, eruption day 1. It shows the date of June 27th 3 times within like 5 minutes. So they're really, really shoving June 27th in your face. Also, it's called a gray eruption versus a red eruption, and I think we know why, because it's not like the Hawaii volcano is a red eruption where it's all the magma coming out, but a gray eruption, which is obviously like ash, sulfur, and smoke. So some other facts: just in the first hour, 100 million tons of pumice rock and ash ejected in the first hour alone from the single vent. And the guy quotes, which I thought was interesting, it's powered by an explosive force of 1,000 Hiroshima bombs. And then the wind carried the top of the column eastward and southeast to towns hundreds of miles east of Yellowstone just in a couple of hours. So within a couple of hours, the wind had already carried all of the ash and the rock and the smoke and everything eastwards to these other towns.